Hello and welcome to my channel. My name is Sharon Ifoma and this is Sharing Life with Sharon. On today's show, I'll be talking about the causes of disability. Some of the causes, I'll just pinpoint them just to make us aware and become more educated, if I may use that word. You see, people become disabled over time. Some become disabled suddenly because of accidents, disease, conflicts, war, etc., etc. While some are deformed from birth. No one wakes up or sets out to get pregnant and have an unhealthy child. Every woman's dream, rather, is to give birth to a healthy baby. And that was my mom's dream. Yes, I was born healthy. And few months into life happened to me. I had polio. If you don't already know, I had polio and I'm living with its effects today. It is therefore not possible to prevent all impairments, in the world. That means no one is immune. We can't just prevent it. We can't live our life. Yeah, we can be guarded towards the way we live our lives and interact with our environment. But nobody knows when it will happen. If it will happen or if it won't happen. So I'm going to just list some of these causes to you. I'll just run through them in a few minutes. Birth defects is one of the causes of disability. Whether it's during prenatal or perinatal period. So these birth defects happen when the child is still in the womb. Sometimes it is detected and they get to counsel the parents if they still want to have the child or not. You can choose to terminate the child or, have the baby. Here people have an option. If detected, some are never detected and they just have the babies. Nobody's fault. That's why it's very important to take care of yourself when you're pregnant. If you find a pregnant teenager, please counsel them, take care of them. I know it's heartbreaking, especially if they're not married or got pregnant in a very heartbreaking way. But with more focus on taking care of them, help them understand what to do while pregnant so as to avoid certain defects. Go for regular medical checkups, it will help. Poverty and malnutrition. This is one of the biggest causes of disability, especially in the developing world. Poverty. When a family is poor and can't access good medical care, there's a possibility that they will have disabled child around them, because if they are not detected, if these disabilities are not detected, it becomes a problem. Then these kids will be born malnutrition, they are not feeding well, diseases and all of that will be attracted, and then disability might follow suit. Poor access to health care. Good health care can prevent disability. If a mother who is pregnant has good access to health care, she would, she'll be looked after by qualified doctors and nurses during that period and kind of, help with the process. Through the delivery, even when she's giving birth, it will help. Difficult labor and childbirth can cause a disability if not properly managed. So when a poor person does not have access to good health care service, they would go to, the mushroom maternities around where they get women, help them deliver the baby. If it's a difficult labor, a difficult process, a hand, a leg, or part of the baby's body might be fractured, when the midwife is trying to help out with the baby. So it's important that people, especially in the rural areas, have good access to health care and to qualified medical personnel to help them during this period so as to avoid having a disabled child. Another cause of disability is medical mistakes. It happens a lot in this part, doesn't it? I once had a roommate that is disabled as a result of a medical mistake from a nurse when she was a baby. They took her for immunization or something. I had no idea what they gave to her. And it spoiled her leg. That can be very painful, especially when you know these things shouldn't have happened to me. Why do I have to suffer for somebody else's mistake? And do they really prosecute in Nigeria? I don't know. If a doctor or a nurse makes a mistake on a child or a patient, they should be prosecuted. So try as much as possible to be vigilant when you visit the hospital, so you know what the doctor is doing to you or the child. War, conflict, terrorism, attack can result in that. People can become disabled as a result of war, conflict, and terrorism. If there's a conflict in an area, fight will erupt. People will revolt, and then people will fight. Things will be thrown left, right, and center, and it would affect someone. Not just on their body, but psychologically, it's traumatic. Explosions can be part of the cause of disability. When there's an explosion somewhere, it can lead to blindness. It can make someone become deaf. Inflict lasting injury and cause mental health problems for people in that area. So it might be very important for us to look out, and be very careful with the environment we find ourselves. Dangerous work condition. I've had someone once tell another person that he can't hear very well as a result of the place where he works. He's now deaf. If you work in a place that they don't give you proper PPE, you shouldn't be there because you're putting your life on the line. You work, you make money, yes, but what about yourself? Disability is expensive. It can be expensive. So after work, what happens? And you can't take care of yourself medically. What's the gain? Quit the job and look for something else to do for your sake. I know people work for different reasons, but please, if you work in a place where you are exposed to dangerous chemicals, tools, and machineries, please, you may have to have a rethink and look for an alternative job. These chemicals may become really poisonous and can be cancerous to your health. So it's better you check out of that place before something terrible will happen to you. Let's avoid the things we can avoid, basically. Hereditary or genetic causes. Yes, there are some families where some certain types of illness or disease run in their gene. It can be passed on. Yes, it happens. No fear. So make sure you have an understanding of your family. Is there any sickness in the line? Can it affect me? What can I do to prevent it? Ask questions. Medicines and injections are part of the causes of disability. When you wrongly administer medicines and injections on a child, or a doctor or a medical personnel wrongly administers it or over administer it, if there's anything like that, it will become a problem. The individual's body may react to these medicines. Drug abuse, drug and alcohol abuse can cause disability. Yes, can cause disability. Accidents, whether it's at home or work or on the road, causes. In fact, we have more people now who are disabled as a result of an accident on the road, whether it's their fault or no fault of theirs, but it has happened and they are struggling to readjust. Do you know how painful it is to know, okay, I know how to walk before, I can do things on my own prior to the accident, and now your life just changes within fleets of seconds, and you're trying to readjust into life. It can be very frustrating. If you're going through it, be strong. You'll be all right. So when you're at home, check your kitchen, make sure your towels are dried. In the bathroom, make sure you have a towel where you clean your leg before you step out. In fact, towels have killed a lot of people in this bath. So be careful. At work, make sure the machines you're using to work are of standard and they are in good and perfect working conditions. So make sure, always be aware of the tools you work with. When you're crossing the road, when you're driving, don't drink and drive. Please, don't drink and drive. Don't be in the same vehicle as somebody who have finished drinking 5 bottles of beer and he wants to drive you. Okay? Another cause is illness. Illnesses. People fall ill, and the effects of whatever it is depends on the severity of the illness. They become disabled. Illness such as meningitis, polio, measles. I know we're a polio-free country. We're a polio-free country, but let's try and sustain what we have, especially in the rural areas. Let's maintain the standard and rather think of how to deal with the effects of polio for people who already have polio, and see how we can help them have their lives back. So if you're ill, make sure you go to the hospital, take care of yourself, and your life will go on fine. If at the moment you're dealing with any form of disability, your child, your family member, maybe it was brought upon them by age, or no matter how it came about, be patient and walk the process through them. They'll be all right. Yes, they'll be all right. So that's it for today. Let's try and be aware of our environment and try to prevent these things that cause, some of the things I mentioned here that cause this disability, so we can live a normal life, and at least we can curtail the number of persons who have disability. So that's it for today. Please, if you love this video, please subscribe to my channel, share this video, send me an email, follow me on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. I'm at Sharon Ifeoma, and that's it. Until I come your way again next time, please love yourself. Bye-bye.